Strike fighters, ground attack aircraft, tactical bombers, or interdictors are typically used to attack enemy targets far behind the front lines. These aircraft usually attack supply convoys, thus delaying enemy forces and supplies from reaching the front lines. These aircraft are sometimes related to air superiority fighters or multi-role fighters, however their emphasis is focused on ground attack role. Still, most attack aircraft have an air-to-air combat capability. These aircraft typically have long range and can operate in significant distances from their bases. Currently, we see the top 10 attack aircraft in the world. Number 10. AMX International AMX. The AMX is a multi-purpose aircraft, used for ground attack, interdiction, close air support and reconnaissance. It was developed by AMX International. It is a joint Brazilian and Italian development. This aircraft first flew in 1984. It was a relatively advanced and cost-effective design. Italy ordered 187 of these aircraft, and Brazil 79. The first operational aircraft was delivered in 1989. This aircraft can carry up to 3,800 kilograms of ordnance on 5 external hardpoints. The AMX has a maximum speed of 1,050 km per hour and can reach altitude of 13 km, range is around 1,800 km, depending on the weapon load and external fuel. Number 9. Seppicat Jaguar. The Seppicat Jaguar is a joint French and British development. It was adopted back in 1973. However, both French and British Jaguars are now retired. Today, the only operator of this aircraft is India. However, it is likely the condition of the Indian Jaguars is poor due to their age. An upgrade program to replace engines and avionics is planned, however it is being delayed by funding problems and bureaucracy. The Jaguar can carry 4,500 kilograms of ordnance on 5 hardpoints. The Jaguar has a maximum speed of 1,700 km per hour and can reach altitude of 14 km, range is around 1,700 km, depending on the weapon load and external fuel. Number 8. Mitsubishi F2. The Mitsubishi F2 is a Japanese close support and anti-shipping fighter. It is based on F-16C Fighting Falcon. This aircraft was adopted in 2001. Production ceased in 2011. A total of 94 aircraft were built. In Japan, it was initially used for fighter support role. However, in 2005 it was reclassified by the Japanese MOD as a multi-role fighter. Maximum weapon load is just over 8,000 kilograms. The Mitsubishi F2 has a maximum speed of 2,100 km per hour and can reach altitude of 18 km, range is around 1,700 km, depending on the weapon load. Number 7. Mirage 2000D and N. The Mirage 2000D and 2000N were both developed from Mirage 2000. This tactical bomber made its first flight in 1986. A total of 86 Mirage 2000D and 77 Mirage 2000N were produced. The Mirage 2000D is a long-range attack aircraft, while the Mirage 2000N is a dedicated nuclear attack version. It carries a single 150, or 300 KT yield standoff missile. This tactical bomber has a maximum speed of 2,330 km per hour and can reach altitude of 18 km, range is around 1,500 to 1,800 km, depending on the weapon load and external fuel. Number 6. JH-7. The JH-7 is a Chinese interdiction and maritime attack aircraft. In China it is known as Fei Bao or Flying Leopard. It has been in development since the mid-1970s to meet a requirement from the Chinese Air Force and Naval Aviation for an all-weather interdictor. It was adopted in 1994. As of 2014, a total of 240 of these aircraft were produced. A total of 120 aircraft are operated by Chinese Air Force and 120 by Naval Air Force. The JH-7 can carry 9,000 kilograms of weapon, including anti-ship missiles, anti-radiation missiles, and air-to-air missiles. The JH-7 has a maximum speed of 1800 km per hour and can reach altitude of 15.6 km, range is around 2000 km, depending on the weapon load and external fuel. Number 5. Su-24M. Despite its age, the Russian Su-24 remains a powerful long-range, low-level strike attack aircraft with real all-weather precision attack capability. With its variable geometry swing wing and side-by-side cockpit, the Su-24 is inevitably compared with the U.S. General Dynamics F-111. The aircraft made its first flight in 1970. It entered frontline service in 1973. The overall production total is probably between 900 to 1,200 aircraft, including variants until production ceased in 1993. This aircraft can carry up to 8,000 kilograms of ordnance. The Su-24 has a maximum speed of 1,320 km per hour and can reach altitude of 17 km. It has a range of around 1,200 to 2,500 km depending on the weapon load. Number 4. FA-18F Super Hornet. The FA-18F Super Hornet is a U.S. carrier-capable attack aircraft. It is essentially a two-seat attack version of the single-seat FA-18E. It's basically similar to the single-seater and possesses identical equipment and virtually identical combat capability. This aircraft is in service with the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps. The previous FA-18 series aircraft served with distinction during various combat operations. This attack aircraft is in service with the U.S. Navy. It has been exported to Australia. This aircraft can carry over 7,000 kilograms of ordnance. The FA-18F has a maximum speed of 1915 km per hour and can reach altitude of around 15 km. It has a maximum range of 2,350 km. Typical range of interdiction missions is around 1,400 km. Number 3. Panavia Tornado IDS. Despite its age, the multinational Tornado interdictor strike aircraft remains one of Europe's most important warplane. The various different attack, reconnaissance, and defense suppression versions of this aircraft have played major roles during recent military operations. Development of the Tornado by the UK, West Germany, and Italy begun in 1968, with the first flight by a prototype in 1974 and service deliveries beginning in 1979. Nearly 1,000 of these aircraft were built, until production ceased in 1998. The Tornado IDS has a maximum speed of 2,236 km per hour and can reach altitude of 15 km. Typical combat range is claimed to be 1,390 km. Number 2. Su-34. The Su-34 is a replacement for the aging Su-24. It is a derivative of the Su-27 air superiority fighter. This attack aircraft is easily distinguished by its side-by-side cockpit and platypus nose. Development of this aircraft was slow due to limited funding. It was first flown in 1990. In 1995, a pre-production aircraft was revealed. This aircraft has 10 underwing and underfuselage hardpoints for a wide range of weapons, including air-to-air, air-to-surface, anti-ship and anti-radiation missiles, guided or free-fall bombs. Unusual feature of the Su-34 is that it has a rearward-facing radar and can launch air-to-air missiles at pursuing enemy aircraft. This aircraft has a maximum speed of 1,900 km per hour and can reach altitude of 14 km. It has a maximum range of around 2,000 to 2,500 km depending on the weapon load. Number 1. F-15E Eagle. The F-15E Eagle was originally developed by McDonnell Douglas as a private venture. This aircraft appeared in the 1980s and was seen as a possible replacement for the F-111. First operational aircraft were delivered in 1989. It was referred as the Strike Eagle, however this name was not adopted officially. The F-15E has different avionics and equipment than the F-15 air superiority fighter. It is fitted with targeting pods and other specialized ground attack equipment. The weapon system operator is in the rear cockpit. This aircraft can carry a whopping 10,400 kilograms of external ordnance or external fuel. The F-15E has a maximum speed of over 2,655 km per hour and can reach altitude of 18.2 kilometers. It has a range of around 2,500 kilometers. If required, the F-15E can be optimized as an air superiority fighter.